Welcome to the grand city of Waterside. You can see in the last part we got a solar plant, which we haven't done. The third loan, we are moving towards a capital city where we're going to get the harbours, cargo harbours. Now, I've been aware that some of my previous parts have got a little bit rambling, so what I'm going to try and do from now on is kind of keep these recordings short, less than half an hour, and with a bit more focus. And what we're going to start with straight away is a question that I've actually been asked, which I must admit I hadn't actually thought about, and that's the fact with this Snowfall DLC, I'm just going to speed up is is heating relevant? Do you actually need heating if you're not on a winter map? So what we're actually going to do is going to come in here. Going to click on Oak Hills, and in here we've got policies that says no electricity for heat. It says here buildings are forbidden to use electricity for heating, and you can only use heat produced by the heating services. So if we enable that and keep an eye on the temperature, it's 13 degrees at the moment. Oh, look at that, straight in. So yes, I think that answers the question quite dramatically, in the sense that yes, heating is relevant to a non-winter map. Now, the question you've got to ask is that if we keep an eye on the stats, at the moment we're consuming 372 of 575, and if I click on that, go back to policies, disable that, we'll just watch this. You can see that the change isn't that dramatic. So the question you can actually ask is, do you actually need the heating? I mean, was it an expensive overhead? So that's the question. I think we probably will look into it in future parts, but not in this part. Now, if you look round, you can see I've actually done some work. If you watch the previous part, you can see there's some kind of dirt roads laid out here. This is just a preparation for this part. I did some design work of the structure, and I mean the way to look at it is that this is going to be a kind of main access avenue to the city, not for goods vehicles. This is going to be for public and commercial coming through here, and the city's running there. Now I'm going to get straight into the second part, which I'm going to pause the game for, because what we're going to do is lay in a local transport hub. Now what I'm going to start with is, and this is going to be in this area here, if I just click here, what we're thinking about doing is laying in this area here. This tag represents what will be a future roundabout, so we're talking about in what we'd call the Summit District. In fact, let's rename this to Transport Centre, and we're going to give it a policy of not in my backyard, because no, Old Town, I think that's the one, yeah. And Old Town is only residents and businesses use this area for motor vehicles and ban other motor traffic. The idea is we're going to build a kind of local transport centre here for public transport, not for private transport. And what that will do is it will, how can you say, by banning vehicles, the idea is to get people coming into the city and people using the transport hub to use the public transport. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a length of highway there, just so I've got a centre, because what we're going to do is we're going to start with, what we're going to put in here is actually trains and boats and planes. No planes, I'm afraid, sorry guys. And what I'm thinking of is we're going to start with the railway station down here. What we're going to do is put a kind of maybe a little bit in a bit closer maybe. No, maybe that's a bit too close. I want it slightly kind of, well, running parallel with the external road, and yep, I think we can do that. I want it far enough away from this roundabout so we can lay in a decent railway line. And so we've got this train. I'm not going to connect it up because obviously we've got no rail. What will happen is the railway will follow the line, this line of the dirt road once it's been tidied up. We've got the railway in there. What we're going to do now is come in here. We're going to keep the non-decorative roads, and actually let's kind of take this out here a bit. But what I want is maybe come down like that. We've got this road here. I think, yeah, let's change the angle of the flow, because the next thing I want to do, actually no, I don't like that. I think let's come down and come across like that to create a and I think what we're going to do is, because I want to put a bus station in here, but I want the bus station in now. The bus station here is a fairly big building, and if you look here, it fits in the equivalent of mine. If I probably put it there, you can see it fits in there. So, and what I want to do is actually maybe we don't need this to follow the angle. We've got the angle there, haven't we? So if I come down here and we can kind of maybe that would be better, and what we can do is take that out. I mean, this is very much designing on the fly. I think what we can do now is take this out. What I'm thinking of is we got, let me see, we'd have trams, bus access road there. So maybe we'll have, I think we'll come down one more. Maybe we'll come in like that, and oops, so that won't actually, because it's not truly square. So sorry about this, guys. It's so why is that not truly square? Probably because this is not truly square. I think what we're going to do is yes, this doesn't have to be full width. So no, am I trying too hard here? I think I'm trying too hard here, to be honest, guys. Let's see. I think what we can do is, I think sometimes you can overthink things. I think what we'll do is we'll just put the bus station there. We'll just connect through there. And one of the key things with the bus station is, when you lay in a bus station, is you need to have roads both sides. I kind of demonstrate that, and something else behind, and I've left a little gap there, but there's a method in my madness, because what we should be able to do is, oops, no, Yep, right, wrong one. And we can drop a taxi rank in there, and I want to put a second one probably about there, just for because that's all part of the public transport network. I think what we're going to do is just snick off these pieces here at the moment, and come across like this again. See, we're getting in a bit close to this roundabout, but it's not a problem. So we've now got the bus lane there, and what I'm going to show you is, if we come in here, see the arrows. If you keep the bus station, sorry, I keep saying bus lane, close into a corner, you've got a second entrance. If you put it on a straight road, it seems to just use this one. And there's another one there, but I think the entrance comes in here and through there. So we've got that there, we've got the transport there. The next thing I want to do is bring the trams down. The moment the trams run along this line here, and what I want to do is bring this tram line down one, and you can see, so the tram line connects up with, I think we'll go that way, and the tram can come up this way and round there, and we're just going to, and what we're going to do is just pick up the drag that tram line down and this tram line down. So we've now got the tram line that's within walking distance, and what we're going to actually do is, now we're going to, because with the gaps opening up, I'm going to probably go this way round to cut down the impact, and we're going to put a second tram line. Actually, let's put, I think these guys can share the link, because there being a section that's kind of quasi-private. Let's go in the same way around. What happened there? I think I've messed this up. I think we need to go the right way round. So you're there, so the next one can be there. Yeah, sorry, I started off going the wrong way around there, guys. Part of the joys of laying out tram lines. I think I think the key is not to get these these tram stops opposite each other too much. We're just gonna, this one's gonna have to be opposite each other. I'm not sure how the game works out. This one's okay because this is on the little private section of road. That one can go there. That one can go there. Probably have a few fairly close together here. And I will just run through to there. Actually, they don't seem to have. Oh, so there's a tram stop there. So we've now got a tram connection in. You can see now. So we've got a two-way tram here. It comes in close enough for passengers to walk through. If you kind of imagine it will come through. And what we're going to do next is the subway. And what I'm going to do is, we've got a subway station there, so I think what I'm going to do is drop a new one in there, but this side of the road, I think. And what we're going to do is come through, and we're going to put one there. And the idea is now the subway will come in. I that, and it will come through, connect here, and come out this way. And what we're going to do is hook these lines down to here. Don't worry about the just gonna put a line on those. So we've now got this extension down through here. Now just going to keep an eye on this. What we're going to do is we're actually going to move this one, and I'm going to put it there for the moment. This is, I'm not going to connect it up, this is just a keeper, because the way to imagine is we're going to have a line here, and eventually this is going to be tourists and a bit of residential commercial. So you can imagine there'd be like a line running through here, probably running out this way, or running out through here and back, and that will service this area. So I'm just keeping that subway station there, and of course what we're going to do now is just get rid of these to avoid confusion. And that's going to be the core of the subway station. As I say, the next part we're going to be laying these connections in, so the railway will come, and I've just unpaused the game so we can have a little bit of gameplay. And you can see now we've got the trams running through here, we've got a little bit of there, you can see there's already, see the people moving. They've obviously walked down from the old tube station, and people like to walk, so I think what we're going to do now is encourage that walking with some footpaths and connections. Oops, got no water down here, so we're going to have to do the old 1440. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And of course there'd be no power. So, oh, the power's linked through, that's good. But I think what we can do is just reinforce that for the moment and put in some high density commercial there. What eventually will happen is there will be like links across here to the residential area, and let's say once the railway's connected in, that will reinforce it. I will do the bus routes offline because they can be a bit tricky, and you can see now this is growing in quite nicely. We've got the footpath there which will allow people to walk through. You can see they're already starting to walk through. Maybe we'll drop another one in here opposite that crossing, just to keep the communication flowing well. There's no power here, so I think what we can do is put a wodge of high density residential, that's probably about as close as I want to come residential wise. Maybe we're put a little bit of a pause there due to the maybe we're put a little bit of office block there, and just to keep the noise down a little bit we'll put some hands shaking a bit there, sorry guys. And we've got a little bit of low density commercial there. I mean, this is probably about as far. We'll probably expand the commercial this way. Right, we've got a call for some industry, and of course it's dark, so we're gonna have to, and what I'm gonna do here now is kind of, I think I'm gonna have to, yep, got the railway here, so I'm gonna have to Has that dropped? Nope. Oops, I seem to have a double height bridge here. Don't like that. So we'll just take this out. Probably because I pressed it twice. It's a bit better. I think we're just come out here. Actually, this probably come up like this. Expand the industry across the railway lines, and we'll just zone in industry. I don't think we need to do anything particularly fancy here, except for maybe make another connection up here, and I think we can come in a little bit further and then kind of come up and oops, bugger. Maybe we're sorry guys. Building a city is both a constructive and a destructive process. I think we can now, so I'm not gonna be too worried about making this look super elegant. And got no water. I think we're just gonna round this bit off here, and then that will be it for this part. I said I wanted to keep them short, and I'm already rambling a little bit. Of course, we've got no power, goes without saying, so we're just gonna kind of run the power over here. Maybe drop in a fire station and maybe police station, just to kind of suck up the flow. And that's where I'm going to leave it. What we're going to do is just have a quick city health check. So we'll just have a quick run through. Getting a bit of congestion here, which could be an issue. Definitely some congestion over here and here. We'll certainly have to keep an eye on that. But generally it's flowing. Also, I think once the public transport kicks in, you can see we've now got the metros running here, and I say I'll bring the bus lanes down, improve the bus lane connections to this transport centre here. Oops, and so that's okay. Quick check of education. Elementary schools getting a bit low. It'd be nice to have a higher capacity elementary school, to be honest, but I think we can maybe let's drop one in on this corner here, because that will kind of raise the standards here. High school getting a bit marginal, but I think we can actually, probably a better way to do this would be to, well, the education budget's already up a little bit. Maybe if we lift it a bit more. What else can we look at? Fire. Well, crime rate. Crime's good. Public transport. Oh well, we've already been looking at that. Health. And let's have a look at death care. Now we've already got the cemeteries. We've got 1, 2, 3 cemeteries. 4, one over here. Now the reason I'm putting down so many cemeteries is to get the distinct buildings in this section here. There we are. We've got to have 7 cemeteries. So that's going to be a challenge. Once the cemeteries are in, then we'll start emptying them. We'll put some crematoriums in. Once we've got those special distinct buildings, got a little bit of, maybe we could just stick in a bit. Actually, let's zone U. Put a bit of high density commercial in there. Just maybe a little bit more here. Actually, let's go low density here, because we're a little bit, actually I think we're put a few offices in there. Actually no, let's see what we've got in the way of parks. There we are. This let's put a statue in there. That's it. Just to get this area up so it looks good. I mean, it will have some noise effect. I mean, if we check here, you'll see you've got a noise problem here and a bit of a noise problem on this corner. Maybe we shouldn't have put residential here, but I think we can live with that. Maybe if we drop a park in here. Actually, let's that would keep everyone happy. I think we can afford to be a little bit extravagant, and maybe we'll just put a there, and then we can. I haven't really put any trees in. Oh, well, I have put trees in, but I haven't actually done them as part of a. Maybe we just hide the and that. See if that's actually reduced the noise. I mean, trees don't actually reduce the noise anymore, but what we can do is actually just upgrade this road. Now you can't upgrade these. If I upgrade this, it will take away the tram tracks, so that's a point to remember. I think we can just have some trees here, and you will see that it won't reduce it dramatically, but it will reduce it a little bit. And I suppose another way to offset that would be to put, oh, we've got a hospital here anyway, so I think maybe if we, sorry, I'm rambling on again, guys. I'm sorry I do this, but it can be so addictive. Sorry, it's just come in here and we can just take this across here, come down here, and of course we're just leave this filled in because we're moving down towards this area again. Actually, let's just that will kind of fill this area in, and that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it useful. We've now got the transport hub laid in, and it's pretty popular. 199 people. You can see them all coming in and out, and once we get the buses linked in and the train station, it'll become even more effective. And that's going to be the idea. And let's say, so that's it. Like and subscribe, and till the next time, enjoy your gaming.